Now, hundreds of thousands of reservists have been called into the army since the start of the war with Hamas on October 7th, and many of them have been forced to leave behind their families. For the wives, the partners, and the children of these reservists, life has not been simple, to put it nicely. Well, Efrat Silberhaft, a mother of two and a reservist wife, says that she found solace in sketching her feelings and emotions when her husband was called up to the army. Now, this creative outlet helped her cope with a challenging situation, and when others shared that they felt the same way, Efrat's office actually decided to print a book of her work for the public to see. Now, this sketchbook is for sale. The proceeds are all being donated to widows of reservists, and joining us now in the studio is Efrat herself.
Hi.
All right, Efrat, so not a simple situation to have children in the house when your husband is serving, especially during such a scary time. Tell us about how you got started doing this and, what some of these sketches show.
Of course. So I'm Efrat. I'm originally from Austria. So in order to explain how it actually happened, I have to take you back to where I was actually on the 7th of October. Mm-hmm. So I visited my parents in Vienna with my husband and my two kids, and it was Shabbat, and we came for Sukkot, and on that Shabbat we were at home walking to shul, and we were in a good mood. Everything was dancing, and we came to shul, and we saw our security guards were having all these faces of sad faces of worry something happened, and it all started with the rumor that something bad had happened in Israel. It wasn't clear even in Israel, but it wasn't clear in Austria what really happened. So once we realized what happened, my husband got a message from Israel that he has to come to the army. We obviously weren't there, so once we found a flight, we came to Israel, and he was off to the army. Mm-hmm. And left me alone with two kids at home, no kindergarten, no schools, and I had to do something. So I started sketching for myself, sent it to my husband, told him this is how I feel, and he immediately told me you have to post it. Other people will feel the same, I promise you, they will relate to it. And I did not really understand, okay, let's try, why not? And the amounts of comments and shares and people asking me to do more of this was amazing. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, obviously, I sometimes like to say that the families of the reservists are they've been in a certain way silent victims of this war as well, because it's certainly not easy to be, first of all, a partner worried about your loved one who is in a state of war, and then when you have multiple children that you also have to take care of, which is a full-time job, when there's no, like you said, kindergartens working, there's no functioning society really, and you also make sure that they feel good. That's a very overwhelming place to be, and there hasn't sadly been as much support as necessary for those families. So this is definitely, I looked through the sketchbook last night, very, very interesting. I personally can relate to it because I have a very similar experience firsthand. And, I guess I'm interested to hear kind of what the reactions were from some of the women that saw the sketchbook.
Of course. So, first of all, most comments were, oh my God, I feel the same. Or you just took the words out of my mouth and sketched them. A lot of people told me, oh my God, please continue. And also there were people that told me, I want to tell you how I feel. And then, because I think that what I'm doing is I don't sketch situations, I sketch feelings. I sketch what I feel, and apparently everyone else is feeling the same. And I started also to really listen to people talking. So I heard someone, I remember there was one meal that I've been to where someone said, we all just need a hug. So I was like, okay, this is so true. We all just need a hug. And then I sketched that situation. So
yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of kind of residual trauma right now, even 8 months later, when you could say that the brunt of perhaps the worst fighting may seem to have passed. People are still dealing with the trauma of what happened from that point onwards. And so, going through the book, you see all these moments that so many of us also lived through. And I think that that's very much something that people can relate to, and they understand now, wait a second, that happened to me too. I also need to kind of focus on those feelings and get through them. Well, I have to say, Efrat, you know, the book itself is absolutely amazing. Where can just quickly tell us, where can people get it who are interested?
So there's a link that people can sign up to, tell me how many books they would want, and then we'll be in touch with them. But
show the book to the camera for those who are watching. There it is, Sketches of Resilience. All right, Efrat, thank you so much for joining us.